Moment of silence. James Brown. Moment of silence. Let the words of our mouth and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in whatever we say and do tonight, for Christ's sake. Amen. Yes. Good night, Lookout. Those of you who are in your houses, you should be able to hear us. And we are the PDM Red Party, and we're about to start our rally here in Lookout. So turn down your television and your radio, and you will hear our speakers better if you turn down your radios and your television at home. We're not going to be brief. We're not going to be long. So we're not going to take you away from your programs. We have first on our list of speakers, the one and only, the man that connects us to the bottom and to the middle and to the top. None other than my dear friend, Eustace Benji Osborne. Come to this podium.
Good night, good night, good night. Good night, Lookout. Good night to our listening audience at home. My name is Eustace Osborne. It's a pleasure to be standing here before you tonight as a proud candidate from Kojohead. I stand for equal rights and justice. I stand for the people who are up here, down here, and below. I'm saying to you tonight that Montserrat is a nice place. And at the present moment and time, we are suffering. We are struggling. Our people are going through hard times. And it's time for a change. Time for a change. We have two political teams that we are opposing. MCAP and Alliance. I warned you all before in Kojohead. I told you all about them in Davy Hill. And I want you all to really, really pay attention. These two teams are like a fighting family who is trying to get our people involved. I am asking you people not to get between them. I am telling you people, vote PDM for change, for progress. We need change. I'm not going to ask you all that again, and I may not tell you all that again, but I am going to be always saying we have the virus and the mutation dealing with. We need to pay attention. Please pay attention. If you just take, for instance, today, I just visit Montserrat Discovery Montserrat, and there's only two political party that is shown on that page. PDM is nowhere to be seen, and there's 34 candidates. My people, I'm warning you, please remember what Eustace Osborne tell you all. I am warning you all, if you want to go forward, if you want progress, I am telling you, keep away from these people and vote PDM. My fellow citizens, I am saying to you, about 3 of the alliance candidates are now coming forward and regretting that they asked the Montserrat public to vote for NCAP. Look at it. After 5 years of torment and suffering and the damages that they have done to our country, they are now telling us they're coming again to ask you to vote for them. For what? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We cannot afford to go down that road again. No, it's time to move up. Step up. People, I'm asking you, step up, go forward. With God's grace, if we work together, we would make it. If you look at our port project, it seems to me that it is at a standstill. Look at it, after 5 years, our hospital project, oh my goodness, nothing has happened yet. I am wondering if the money gone back to England. Can somebody tell me? Look at the geothermal. Listen, everything these people put their hands to, it's a jinx. Keep them out. It seems as if that we're going to have 7 days of prayer for these people. Look at them. People are buying out people so that we can suffer. We can't go with it any longer. We need a change. We need a change. I am not going to stop telling you people we need a change, and we need it now. If you have a toothache and it's paining you, only you alone feel the pain. Only you alone know about the pain. And what I'm saying to you, you got to take it out. Take out that tooth so that you can feel less pain and time to move on. They are nothing else but a toothache. I am so mad with these people, man. And our people are taking $150 and a little food, chicken. I'm telling you, they're so low standard. We need to step up. We have quality. People need to have money in their pockets, food on their table, and money in the bank. So if you need to do something, that you can go there and get money. That is the days that I know about. We shouldn't be asking, they're saying that every time we ask for something, we're begging. And it's their right. They're supposed to do things well for our country, but they're failure. Failure, nothing else but failure. So I'm asking you, and I'm not going to be long because we don't know about the weather. On the 24th day of October, vote for me, Eustace Osborne, for change. And the PDM team. Thank you, people.
Yeah, not at all. We're not sleeping. We Benji just started the fire going. Our next speaker, like I said, we're not gonna prolong anything tonight. We want the next speaker to come forward. The next speaker is Alric Lynch, better known as Jared and Ace. He's a commentator, he's a political activist, and he loves Montserrat. And I'm going to call him to the podium to speak to you tonight. Come forward.
Blessing love. Well, I guess the DJ is sleeping or something, you know? Yeah, blessed love. A blessed good night. A blessed good night, Lookout. A blessed good night, Montserrat. Let's people, let's go. Don't worry about that. Let's stay focused. We don't mash down everything for simple things sometime, you know? We gotta stay focused to the program right now. A blessed good evening, Lookout. I know, but it's all you're here. And everyone else that's supposed to be here is here and logged in and listening likewise. So again, we just give thanks for the small things. Don't make an issue over certain things, you know? And as I say, fret not thyself because of evildoers. Be not envious at the workers of iniquity, for they shall be soon cut down like grass and wither like the green herb. Holy King Emmanuel, I King Selassie, I Jah, Rastafari. A blessed good night to one and all. A blessed good night to Lookout. Montserrat, my Caricom brothers and sisters, the diaspora, welcome to another PDM rally. Yes, my people, it's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to be on this PDM platform. As I said, the most strongest, united, confident, and experienced team in this country, which is ready, fired up to lead and push this country forward in the direction that it should be going. Rastafari. Well, what I really want to emphasize on tonight still just speak about the importance of agriculture again, because people, we have to really take agriculture serious. And the cost of living is very high in Montreal. And I really feel it for the families, people that have children. You understand? I'm being very realistic. When you really go around and you do house to house and you really hear the plights of the people, I really wonder if the government of the day is really conscious or aware. I really don't know what zone they're really living in. They're acting like everything comfortable, but the people of Montserrat is really struggling. And believe me, I really applaud Montserratians because we still hold a high standard of living as hard as it is. And we do not indulge ourselves in lawlessness. You understand? So I really applaud my people for the resilience that we put forward. But people, change is here. And the time is now. You understand me? And when I say agriculture, people, we talk about this boat that comes into Montserrat every week. And if that Dominica boat really does not come into Montserrat, people, you actually go and take a walk into the supermarkets and look on the shelf and see that there is no food. And that is not a joke. But then we have government ministers talking about food security and what they have done. But honestly, there is no food in this country. If them containers don't come in every week, seeing us line up down at Victor's and the Alvins to buying these rubbish food far as I'm concerned. Because these food is just nothing full of chemicals. And very expensive. Not even value for money. Not even value for money, people. And these are the things that the PDM government will change. Because as I say, we are going to increase food production by 50, 60, 70%. Because it must. You understand? We will organize our farmers, as I said, and it's the importance of organizing our farmers is because we have to check our facts. And our facts are stating that we are doing more importing than anything, especially where we call export. Because we're not exporting nothing. All we're exporting is our money outside of this country. And we can do better than that because we have enough lands available to plant enough food in the most organized manner that we can have food security within a year and a year half a time, people, with every hand on deck and all hands working together as a unified effort. When we allocate these lands that we have over there in the unsafe zone, and the lands up in the Blakes and up in Duckpan, and as I said, from you organize your farmers, and you say, look, this is the way forward. This is what the PDM government would like to see. What would you like to also see as a support base from us as government. You understand? Because as I was saying, let's say it's 50 people inside here, and we have at least 100 acres of land. At least we could subdivide it by 2 for each people. You understand what I'm saying? And we could all specialize in a crop so that we're not competing with ourselves. And that is what's going on in Montserrat. All of us doing is planting the same food and still not reaching no level of economical or food security because I'm not saying fighting against each other, but we are competing against each other when we don't need to do that. We need to just increase food production. And the more food we plant, it should be cheaper for us. And it is very important, as I say, for the families in Montserrat in terms of survival. And we will be giving great incentives from this PDM government in terms of equipment, tools, whatever needs be, even on the animal husbandry perspective in terms of our feeds that we import into this country, because they're costing the farmers a lot of money, and at the end of the day, that increases the cost of the production. I want to talk about a little about agro-industries, because we did hear the NCAP government talking about agro-industries, but we have not seen anything taking place in terms of agro-industries. Now, people, as I say again, when you look at our our months that we have fruits like mango, we have berries on trees now. We have numerous different fruits in this country that we can harvest and tap into. And as I say, if we bring modern equipment into this country, we can create agro-industry and create products in a high standard, not only to serve our market, but to serve our diaspora and our Caribbean brothers and sisters as CARICOM, as we talk about goods, people, and services. So if we are producing the goods, there is market out there that we can find, and our government and this PDM government will negotiate to get our goods on the shelf so we can start generating economical revenue. And these are the things that this PDM government will be doing. People, I understand, the energy feel a bit low tonight, but yeah, but as I say, we're not going to make that deter us from staying focused onto the facts. Another thing that we really assist very serious is taking place in Montserrat, that this PDM government is going to take directly at the bull to the hand, is that when it comes to the pensioners, the people that work hard for the 30 and the 25 years, and seeing the money that they're receiving now as pensioners with the high cost of living, I don't know if the government is not ashamed or embarrassed. And to be honest, I don't really know which government is responsible for putting such a pension package in place that people, everybody is due help, Don't get the argument wrong. But people that sweat and work hard for the money, and when they retire looking forward for something that they could self-sustain themselves and live comfortable, they can't even do that in these times. And you have people who are not working and collecting welfare. You understand? And collecting more money than people that don't work hard and do what is rightfully due unto them. And these things are acceptable in Montserrat. My people, I always tell you we have to change the mode of mentality and attitude in this country and understand we have a constitutional right. And by having a constitutional right, that means you have a right to question, you have a right to freely protest. So if you see things not going your way, people, do not sit idly by and say nothing and do nothing. Because your demise is only going to be yours and your head if you do nothing when you're faced with a problem. You understand me, my people? And these are the things that we have to change in this country. Yeah, seriously, the energy really is real low. But as I say, a hole in the faith. And PDM, I just want you to continue supporting this team. You understand me? Because the policies that this PDM government is putting forward are the policies that is going to drive Montserrat economically forward. You understand, my people? This PDM team is confident and is not coming to render lip service to you. We do have a plan. And we are united within ourselves, and we are united as a people, and we are united as a PDM family. Together we can, and united we stand, my people. And as I say again, as my comrade Benji told you a little early on, people, stop selling yourself short and have some form of integrity. When I talk about your ex, I keep emphasizing the struggle that we go through as a people just to have the right to make this X on a piece of paper to give ourselves representatives. You understand me, my people? Do not sell yourself short by a belly full. Not for 5 years. Not Not for 5 years. Sorry about that, people. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah. We have to stay united, my people. And we have to stick to the plan. And as I say, do not sell your vote short. Do not vote for a coalition government neither. Because a coalition government would not help Montserrat go forward. And I'm saying that very seriously. We cannot vote for a coalition government. And we cannot recycle political parties that have failed us when the evidence is clearly there to show. This is the time of change, people. And as I said, it is a critical time in our political history. And we have to make right decisions for us and for the future generation of this country. So I am telling you tonight, my people, united we stand, divided we fall. On the 24th of October, I say all 9 down the line for the PDM team. And I thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A lot of people are getting deceived. We're not going to deceive. Nobody Chinese giving us no money to spend, to have party. We are not going to be spending money and drinks and eat to bribe you. We're going to deal with the facts. We're going to talk as we see it. I'm just letting you guys know that. Don't let them, don't sell your soul and your country for your belly. Our next speaker is a lady who is president of the Civil Service Association. And I'm calling her to the platform to speak to us. Dynamic lady she is. And we're asking you to listen carefully as she speaks. Nyota Mulcare.
I'll smile, I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Keep my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. Yeah. I put my armor on so you are someone
night to all those listening online. Welcome. I am Nyota Mulcare, your humble and committed servant. It is good to be here in Lookout with you tonight. Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen of Montserrat, I stand before you tonight at a critical moment in our island's history. On 24th October 2024, we will make a choice that will shape the future of our beautiful island. It is not just about electing leaders. It's about securing the future of Montserrat for our children and grandchildren. It is about choosing a government that will fight for you, work with you, and build a prosperous and resilient Montserrat. I urge you to vote for Nyota Mulcare and the People's Democratic Movement, PDM. This election is more than just politics. It's about progress. It's about ensuring that our island grows, thrives, and becomes a beacon of opportunity for every single citizen. PDM is a party of action, unity, and vision. And we are ready to lead Montserrat into a new era of development and real prosperity. I am a leader who embodies integrity, resilience, and a deep love for Montserrat and its people. One thing you know for sure, I clearly understand the struggles you face, the aspirations we hold, and the potential we have as people. A vote for Nyota Mulcare gives you a leader who listens, who cares, and who will act with transparency and accountability. A vote for Nyota Mulcare gives you a dedicated servant for the people of Montserrat, a leader who will inspire change, drive us towards the future we all deserve, and one who shares your vision of a prosperous Montserrat. The People's Democratic Movement, PDM, is here to work, to deliver, and to transform Montserrat for all. Together, we build a Montserrat where every citizen has the opportunity to thrive, where families can feel secure, and where our natural beauty is preserved for generations to come. The PDM's vision is bold, clear, and achievable. Our platform focuses on key areas that will transform Montserrat's economy, improve the quality of life for all, and position us for a sustainable future. These include many things, but not limited to the following. 1, economic growth and job creation. Our economy needs to be expanded And PDM is committed to expanding key sectors like tourism, agriculture, and technology. We will provide incentives for local businesses to grow and attract international investment that benefits the people of Montserrat. Our goal is to develop a strong population growth and retention policy, create good paying jobs for our youth and all citizens, and to ensure that every individual who wants to work has the opportunity to do so. We will empower our entrepreneurs and small businesses because they are the backbone of our economy, as well as provide citizens with a cost of living allowance to ease their hardship. 2, to strengthen education and skills development. The future of Montserrat rests in the hands of our youth. The PDM will invest heavily in education, ensuring that our schools are equipped with the resources they need to provide them with a world-class education. We will expand vocational training programs so that our young people can gain skills needed for the modern economy. Under this PDM administration, we will also work to create pathways for higher education, scholarships, and partnerships with international institutions to ensure our people have access to the best opportunities. 3, strengthen our health and social services. A healthy nation is a prosperous nation. PDM is committed to improving healthcare services in our island, ensuring that every individual has access to quality and affordable healthcare. We will ensure the completion of our new hospital, upgrade our medical facilities, safeguard our healthcare workers, attract specialists, attract skilled healthcare professionals where required, and implement preventative healthcare programs. We will ensure the completion of our new hospital, upgrade our medical facilities, safeguard all our healthcare workers, attract skilled healthcare professionals where required, and implement preventative health programs to keep our people healthy. We also understand the importance of supporting our elderly, disabled, and vulnerable within our society. The Lookout Ward Assistance Home will be upgraded into a top-class home for its residents, offering entertainment and activities for its residents, as well as ensuring that all retired and elderly receive proper pensions and financial assistance that will allow them to live comfortable lives. Under this PDM administration, social services will be strengthened, ensuring that no one in our community is left behind. 4, infrastructure and housing development is a must. One of our top priorities will be improving our infrastructure to support economic growth and enhance the quality of life. This includes developing our road networks, water and electricity infrastructure, sewage facilities, upgrading the airport, allowing the landing of larger aircrafts, the seaport facilities for the return of ferry services, and investing in reliable and affordable energy solutions. We will also focus on making more affordable lands available, reducing taxes on building supplies, and more affordable housing to ensure that every citizen has a safe and comfortable place to call their home. 5, environmental sustainability will exist. Montserrat is a gem, and we must preserve its natural beauty while developing responsible. PDM will champion environmental sustainability by promoting renewable energy, protecting our ecosystems, and ensuring that development projects meet strict environmental standards. We will also work towards becoming a leader in climate resilience, making sure our island is prepared for future challenges like hurricanes and rising sea levels. 6, good governance and transparency. PDM believes that leadership must be accountable to its people. That is why, under my leadership, we will prioritize transparency and good governance. We will ensure that your government operates efficiently, that your tax dollars are spent wisely, and that corruption has no place in this PDM administration. We are committed to engaging the public in decision-making processes and ensuring that every single one of your voices are heard. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens, friends, and people of Montserrat, this is our time to rise, to build, and to move forward. On 24th October, we must come together to choose a future of hope, growth, and real prosperity. Nyota Mulcare and the People's Democratic Movement, PDM, are ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to work tirelessly to ensure that every individual living on Montserrat can share in the progress we will achieve. We ask for your vote, not just for us, but for the future of our children, for the security of our families, and for the promise of a brighter Montserrat. PDM will not just talk, we will act. PDM will not just talk, we will act. we ask for your vote. We ask for the vote of our 9 candidates. We ask that you support the People's Democratic Movement. So don't forget, on the 24th of October, who are we voting for? Vote Nyota Mulcare and the 9 PDM candidates, Paul J. Lewis, Donaldson Romeo, Alric Lynch, Eustace Osborne, David Osborne, Shirley Osborne, Glenville Daily, Germain Wade, and Nyota Mulcare. All 9 down the line.
Straight.
I thank you.
Stay tuned. We're going to be moving. The rain is coming. Give us the chance to make a move.
To fight inflation, we have the solution. Putting people first, put money in the people's purse. Create employment, drive development, fix agriculture, sports and culture. PDM is your party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. Vote PDM. PDM is the party. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. For economic growth, PDM have our vote. It's no secret. PDM has the best candidates. Good governance, accountability, strong leadership and transparency. PDM is the party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. PDM is the party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. For economic growth, PDM have our vote. It's no secret. PDM has the best candidates. Good governance, accountability, strong leadership and transparency. PDM is the party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. We ready to vote for the party of hope. Whether old or young, monstrous or carry come. Fix healthcare, education, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. To fight inflation, we have the solution. Putting people first. Put money in the people's purse. Create employment, drive development, fix agriculture, sports and culture. PDM is your party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM.
And I said, don't say the next word, Ausrat Rastafari, bless the whole world again, said speed.
Give me a P, give me a D, give me a M. What you got? P, M. Give me a P, give me a D, give me a M. What you got? P, M. Vote PDM. If you love Montserrat, vote PDM. 'Cause that is where it's at.
PDM is the party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. For economic growth, PDM have our vote. It's no secret, PDM has the best candidates. Good governance, accountability, strong leadership and transparency. PDM is the party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM.
Give me a B, give me a D, give me a M. What you got? B, D, M. Give me a B, give me a D, give me a M. What you got? B, D, M. Vote PDM. If you love Montserrat, vote PDM. 'Cause that is where it's at. For the economy, together in unity. PDM ready to lead. It's the government we need. Opportunity. We voted PDM. Transparency. We voted PDM. Prosperity. We voted PDM. Give me a B. Give me a D. Give me a M. What you got? B, D, M. Give me a B. Give me a D. Give me a M. What you got? B, D, M. Vote PDM. If you love Montserrat, vote PDM. 'Cause that is where it's at. For the economy, together in unity. PDM ready to lead. It's the government we need. Opportunity. We voted PDM. Transparency. We voted PDM. Prosperity. We voted PDM.
PDM is the party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. For economic growth, PDM have our vote. It's no secret, PDM has the best candidates. Good governance, accountability, strong leadership and transparency. PDM is the party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. PDM is the party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. For economic growth, PDM have our vote. It's no secret, PDM has the best candidates. Good governance, accountability, strong leadership and transparency. PDM is the party.
Yeah, good night again. We're back streaming live from Lookout. We've had some problems with the rain, so we had to come inside And we're going to make it quick. We're going to have our speakers come one after the other. Our next speaker is Shirley Osborne, well-known radio commentator and activist, writer, everything you could think about, former Speaker of the House. And we're going to have her come to the podium to speak to us.
My friends feel it's their appointed duty. They keep trying to tell me all you want to do is use me. But my answer ain't all that use me stuff. I want to spread the news that if it feels it's good getting used.
Not yet, but okay. That's the piece I wanted, but all right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Lookout. Good evening, everybody who's here by the pagoda, the gazebo. Good evening to everybody in your homes, online, wherever you are. I asked Houserat to play that song for me. It's a song I remember from my childhood. Bill Withers. It's called Use Me. I asked for that song for a very special reason, very specific reason. Let's keep it low. And that reason is that you all know me. You know Shirley Osborne. You know I don't fool around. I talk straight. I address things as they come up. I deal with stuff. I don't run from things. Good, bad, or indifferent, I deal with them. And I know it's politics. It's political season. I hear people. As a matter of fact, one other political candidate called me one day and was saying, you know, what is this thing about politics? You can't just say things the way they are. You have to dance around things and, you know, fluff things and not talk straight. Well, that's politics for some people. Politics for me is I talk straight. And why I'm talking to you tonight about this is because there is in the air. I heard it from England. I heard it from London, heard it from Birmingham, heard it from New York twice, heard it from Boston, heard it from Muncie about 25 times. And I heard it last night, well, I heard it today on the platform, on the UA platform last night, that the PDM wants Shirley and David, not for Shirley and David, but for the PDM legacy, but for the John Osborne legacy, which is interesting because the person who said that is an Osborne, is John Osborne legacy. And what's even more interesting is that all they talk about on the UA platform is John Osborne, this hero, this John Osborne, this John Osborne. And the idea that we are being used because of our father's legacy. David and me, not the other one. Make no sense. I don't get the logic of it. Now, I had warned the other one that one of the things that my father taught me is that certain things you don't do. You don't do. And whether it happens in your family or somewhere else, you deal with it. So I've had to say to people, there's certain people you don't talk about. I don't care what platform you're on. Especially on a political platform, your friends, your family are out. They're just out. You don't talk about them. I remember in 2014 with PDM, there was an incident with a woman who was very close to my family, close to my sister, and used to take care of my mother. And something came up. And one of the candidates wanted to go back at her, and I said, no. I was the chair of the party at the time, and I said, no, we do not touch her. I've said it to somebody in this party already this time. We do not do that. So, having said that, I also said to that person, that family member some weeks ago, if you feel you want to hit David and Shirley, feel free. David and Shirley are not going to touch you. But if you feel you want to hit David and Shirley, go right ahead. And when we're talking about liars, I just want to say, I still have the court papers. I have them in hard copy, and I have them online with all the lies that were X'd out by the judge in that same case that's being talked about. So, let me say this, and let me say this clearly. Nobody touched David. Nobody. touch David. You want to talk about me? Talk about me. And David will defend me or not. You can't hear me? Where are the speakers? Oh, okay. They're going to uncover them just now. If you want, let me say a little bit. My mother and my father had 4 children. And one of the things my mother and my father taught me, and my 3 siblings, my 2 sisters and my brother, is something called character. My father taught me, my mother taught me. Now, let me tell you a bit about my mother. You hear a lot about my father. Let me tell you about my mother, which is why I'm standing here, which is why my father became the John Osborne, the John Alfred Osborne he became. So any legacy, any John Osborne legacy is an Eleanor Fleming legacy. Let's get that straight. And so David and Shirley can allow themselves to be used from now to kingdom bloody well comes if we want to. Because why? Because we have a father who was outstanding, brilliant man. We had a mother who was outstanding, brilliant woman, class, more class in a little finger than most other people, including me. So I am not the least bit perturbed by the idea that I'm being used for my father's legacy. I consider myself my father's legacy. So, Montserrat, you want to use me? PDM, you want to use me? Use me up. Use me up. The thing about character is that in Montserrat's case, it's what's troubling us. I want to say, and I want us to understand clearly, when you think about it, we're not doing good because we don't have the ferry. We're not doing good because we don't have the Twin Otters and the Risa is causing a problem. Montserrat is not failing to develop because the cost of living is high. The problem is the cost of living is high, the ferry not working, the Twin Otters not working, the health not working, education not, because there are too many people in office who don't have character. There are too many people who have been in office in Montserrat the last 30 years who have no damn character. That's the problem in Montserrat. Character is the problem, not money. Character is the problem. Get some damn character. You sit in a place, you sit with a government for 5 years. 5 years. It takes you 5 years to find out that you don't like what they're doing. You can't leave. It takes you 5 years. 5 years of they're doing this, I don't like this, I don't like this, before you actually drum up the character to say, enough. Let me say it to Paul Lewis, because Paul knows this. Let me say it to every PDM person. If that were the case, I would leave. He knows that. You don't stay in something that's not working, that you think you can't fix, and then whine about it, and then come out and say, we should have, I could have, I will. Because here's what. The only thing that stops you doing something, making a change, making a difference, even in an environment that you find hostile, is if you don't have no character. If you don't have no character. So, if I was the parliamentary secretary with the MCAP government, and let me just say, what's on your mind? I'd have the character to say, it's wrong. Leave them alone. Let them talk. Character and courage go together. If you don't have character, you don't have courage. You don't have courage, you don't have character. And that is what so much of Montserrat is suffering from. And that is what we are being asked to re-elect into parliament. I had, up until now, and I'm still saying it, we don't bad talk people in PDM. When they do it, I tell them to stop. We don't do that. We call things as they are, however, and we stand by our words. And we fight. I was brought up in a house with 3 siblings. We fought. We fought. Because that's what families do. So this notion that because we have tension, that because we disagree, we don't have unity, is bollocks, is rubbish. If you don't have unity and you only follow one leader, what does it mean? It means you're in a dictatorship. It's an autocracy. It means you don't got no mind. It means you have no character. It means that somebody is pulling your strings. Somebody telling you when and where and what and how and with whom. Puppets. One of the things I can tell you is, even though I was John Osborne's daughter, I was not John Osborne's puppet, because John Osborne didn't have to have puppets. You know why? He empowered people. He let people be. He let people find the resources, use the resources, express themselves, do what they have to do. Because he was a man of character. And so the people around him were people of character. And when they weren't, he let them go. He let them go. So there's nobody. John Osborne himself, he was in the PDP, and was it a year and a half? Got tired of the nonsense, he left. He was a young man then with 4 young children. He had 4 young children then, and he still left his government job. He got elected and he left because he didn't like what was going on. He had character. That's the man my father is. And you know why he married my mother? Because she had character. The difference between David and me and other people is that we had a mother and father who both had character, both got strength, both got courage, both got power, both got skills, both got intelligence. My father became who he became because Eleanor Fleming had brains. Ask anybody in Salem. And let me give you one little more thing about my mother. And sorry, I'm going to talk about education something a little bit. One time I was somewhere and I met Eustace Dyer. You all know Eustace Dyer. He was a member of parliament at the same time my father was a member of parliament. And he was telling me the story that somebody told him that one of John Bassett children them meet him somewhere and how them pret up and then this and then say howdy. And he tell them, not Eleanor Fleming children, not one of them 4 there. That was somebody else. Because my mother brought us up well. The reason David and I can be here and not be afraid to be used, if we are being used, and in any case, yeah, we are being used. What the hell? That's what we are here for. So whether we get elected or not, whether Paul and I talk to one another today and next week or not, whether me and Nyota fight or not, the point is we fight because I got brains, Paul got brains, Nyota got brains, everybody got brains, and you know what? We put all of that into the pot, and of course you have tension. That's where the good ideas come from. That's why I could come here and tell you that the education system is going to be fixed. It's going to be fixed in a nice, clean, easy, it's not so hard. It's not so hard. Education, you start with preschool. There's something called Success by 6. You put in enough teachers, preschool teachers, who understand child psychology, and we train our Montserrat children up until they're 6 years old, because by the time you're 6, you're already pretty formed. Your personality and everything is already pretty formed. The experiences you had between 0 and 6 define you for the rest of your life. So, all the abuse and stuff that other children suffer between 0 and 6, we're going to ensure that Montserrat children don't suffer that because we know how it affects them. So they're going to be in schools, in preschools, where they have enough teachers, they have enough support, they have teachers who understand how children grow. And then they go to primary school, and they'll be taught everything they need to learn. They'll be allowed playtime. They'll be allowed, because playtime is important. When they go to secondary school, they also have playtime. And if I had my way, the first 3 years of secondary school, they do everything under the sun except take exams. That's how it works in Sweden, Norway, Finland, and they have the best students, period. True. So we can keep the old system, or we can change it. And that's what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. When you reach 4th and 5th form, you begin to pick your preferences. But then we've figured it out, and you go where you need to go. You go where you'll best serve. That's what you do with education. It's not so hard. It's not so hard. And I know this because, well, my mother's a teacher. My mother started teaching when she was 15 years old. She's so bright. She finished school in July, and Teacher Florrie said, you're coming back to school in September to teach. That's the woman who made me. That's the one who taught my father English. I want to say also the other issue, 2 more issues, very briefly, and then I'm going to go. I taught the unity thing. Unity is a nice, interesting thing, but it's who has unity? Unity is when you tie these cards together, you strap them together, you unite them so that they can carry the energy, the electricity device to one place. When you're dealing with human beings, unity is First of all, it's impossible. It's unnecessary. And quite frankly, does not bring you what you need. It doesn't bring the best results. When instead you have people who have skills, have competence, who have brains, who have ideas, you're going to have tension. You're not going to have unity. You're going to be having people buffering back and forth because that's what brainy people do. And I said this in 2014. Let me say it again. The reason why PDM got 4 or 5 leaders is because PDM bloody well has 4 or 5 leaders capable of running the goddamn country any day, anytime. Any day, anytime. Watch me. Watch me. Can I or can I not run the country? Yes or no? Nyota. We got Paul. Romeo did it before. And me and him fought then. He and I fought then. But what? We got David. We got Glenn. We got Ace, who's showing up big time. Ace is doing things that people didn't imagine that Ace had in him. You know why he's doing that? Because in PDM, he's coming out of him because PDM brings out your leadership. That's what PDM does. Bring the power out of you. So that's what we're going to do with Montserrat. We're starting with the people. We're going to make sure the people are empowered and excited and engaged and able to discuss and disagree and disunite and come back together and get the ferry working, get access working, get education, get health, get everything working. Because that, my friends, is the only way. Until you get the people doing what the people do, until you get 4,500 leaders in Montserrat, we're going nowhere. So the question is, you want leaders or you want followers? You want to be led by leaders or you want to be following followers? You want to follow people who just follow because we are told to follow? Or you want people who think and say, Chief, no. Let me think about that again. You want people who think or you want people who obey commands? You want human beings or you want robots? You want smart people or you want dull people? Your choice.
Thank you, Shirley. To the point. To the point. Our next speaker after Shirley comes Glenville Daily from St. Peter's. Everybody knows him as the auto star man, businessman, entrepreneur, name it. Glenn loves to deal with cars and racing and all of that. So I'm going to invite him to the podium to speak to you. Glenn, where are you? Yes.
Got to find a solution to this pollution. To this pollution. Yeah. Got to find a solution.
Good night, good night, good night. Good night, look out. Well, Shirley just said what she had to say, you know. Shirley is a serious woman. When Shirley talks, she's very serious. And she doesn't skylark and hold back on anything. But I kind of hold back on many things because, you know, I'm a businessman and I can't really operate a kind of way. But when I drive into the lookout area, I saw many opportunities. And I said to myself, I have to change what I was going to say a little bit because I want to help the people of Lookout. Even though they're saying that Lookout belongs to a certain party, I don't really agree. I think that it's time for the Lookout people to make a change. And the Lookout people will make a change this election because Daddy is not there. And I understand that Daddy is not even the deputy. And because of that, you don't have to have any more loyalty to that party. So I want to give a little story to the people. And the story I'm going to give to the local people is a story of hope so that they can be successful. Not because it's politics, I have to speak a little bit business. Many years ago, I read a book that said you don't have to have money to make money. And when I drive in to look out, I realize people have homes. And the fact that they have homes means that they have a land deed, they have a land certificate. And many years ago, I went to the bank and I said, I need to borrow some money. And they asked me for my land deed, and I showed them the deed, and they lent me $10,000. And when they lent me this $10,000, I invested the money into my business. And when I invested this money into the business, I ended up doubling the money in a few months. And it went from 10,000 to 20,000, from 20 to 60, 60 to 80, and it kept growing. What I'm saying to you is that the people of Lookout have this opportunity. And the people who they're loyal to have never told them these things because they don't want them to grow. But I want the people of Lookout to finally grow so that the grass can be cut in this area, because nobody is even cutting the grass in this area. We are going to help. The PDM party is going to help the Lookout people to get the things that they need to progress in life. And just like how the people in Lookout have a deed, we want other people to also have a deed. And we're asking the people of Lookout who are blessed to bless somebody else. We want you to bless somebody else through PDM. By voting for PDM, we will bless other people so they have a house, of course, a nice car, and some money in the bank. And these are the things that the PDM party is going to do to help people. Now, when the people of Lookout vote for PDM, we are going to go to the United Kingdom and ask them for the things that we require. But we cannot go to the United Kingdom and just say to them, we need $50 million to build homes for people. Just like how you have to go to the bank with a deed, you have to go to the United Kingdom with some kind of document. And when you go to the United Kingdom, we're going to work with what we call a strategic plan. We have to go with a strategic plan, otherwise they're not going to even bother with us. You have to have that document. So I had a conversation with the Honorable Donaldson Romeo. A 2-minute conversation, and he kind of opened my eyes, and I did some research. And when I did the research, I have to be honest to you, I got cold bumps all over my skin because I cannot believe what I found. And because of the document that I found, I have to read it to you. Even though I could speak out of my head, I want to say exactly what I found. I read a document that supports the idea that the Montserrat government can develop a strategic plan to address housing, infrastructure, and other development needs, such as a hospital and medical equipment, or even to build a bridge to go across Cark Hill so that we can get people back in these areas. The United Kingdom, from my understanding, is also responsible for many things, according to Article 73 of the United Nations Charter. The UK, as the administering power, and listen to this, is obligated to ensure the political, economic, social, and educational advancement of its overseas territories, including Montserrat. So this document is saying that the United Kingdom is actually obligated. So when you hear some politicians talking about investors, it appears to me that they don't even know that these things are available for the people of Montserrat. It also goes on to say the United Kingdom is responsible for promoting development. The document states that the United Kingdom must, keyword, must promote constructive measures of development for the well-being of the inhabitants. This clearly aligns with the efforts to provide housing for the homeless. And don't worry about the name homeless. If in case you don't have a home, consider yourself as homeless to get what you want. The United Kingdom is responsible to build new healthcare facilities and create infrastructure that supports economic development, such as bridges across Kharkiv and to develop our towns. So that means the United Kingdom can and will, if in case that we put the cards to them, if in case we say to them, look, we need these things and we have a strategic plan, they will give us a town. So we don't need investors to come and next thing we owe them money and so forth. We don't need that. To meet these obligations, Montserrat government can create a comprehensive strategic plan that highlights the needs of the island. Whether it's housing, healthcare, or infrastructure, we must present to the UK and other international bodies like the United Nations for support. This would align with the UK's duty to advance Montserrat development and ensure that resources are allocated to these essential projects. So when we're talking about investors, we want investors to come to the country. But the fact is, we have the United Kingdom to give us certain things. We want investors to come and build hotels and help with tourism, but at the end of the day, we have to go to our source so that we can get out of granting aid. Our key point should be to come out of granting aid and eventually become independent. This document that I just read lays the foundation for Montserrat to seek support from the UK for projects that directly improve the social and economic well-being of its people. As long as these plans are well documented and aligned with the development goals outlined in the UN Charter. Now, when I read this document is very important because I never knew that the United Kingdom was really responsible for all of these things. And that is the reason why I don't understand how some educated people who are running could just go and talk about people. They just go on the platform and speak about people. They don't speak about anything else to help the country. I have listened to a little bit of some because I don't listen to much. And I realize that they're just talking about people. I don't understand. We have to change the way how we deal with politics. Politics cannot be just talking about people. We have to find ways how to get money. Like this document is saying, the United Kingdom is responsible. The United Kingdom must promote constructive measures of development. And therefore, we need to do what we have to do to help our people. At Nominations Day, I showed people there that I didn't have a problem with anybody. I walk up to the people that are running on the opposite side. I shake their hand. I said, congratulations to you, all the best. And if in case they're honest with themselves, they would say that Glenn actually walk up to them and tell them, congratulations, all the best, because I have no issue. But I believe, no matter who you are out there running against PDM, that PDM has the best people. The PDM party has the best people. We are more than capable. We are more than capable. As Shirley just said, we have different people that could run this country. So if in case there's something that goes wrong with somebody and we have to put somebody else in, we are the only party that could fix this. We can fix this. And as I'm saying to you, look out. You no longer have to vote for that party. Daddy is not there. They throw out Daddy and PDM will take Daddy and take care of Daddy. You don't have to worry. Not even deputy they want him to be. That means they don't even care about Daddy anymore. But they're keeping it quiet because it's election time. And that's the reason why Daddy is putting up his posters himself and not dealing with the rest of them. PDM is the party. Make sure you vote for Glenville Daily and the rest of the PDM team because we will make Montserrat great again. Thank you.
Give me a P, give me a D, give me a M. What you got? P, P, M. Give me a P, give me a D.
Yeah, we're moving along quickly. Moving along quickly. Hello. Moving along quickly. I don't know. Hello. Fellas. Hold on. I want to address one thing. If you follow UK politics, you would realize that Liz Truss had the shortest stint in Parliament in UK history. 49 days. 49 days. And she got flack not from necessarily outside of her party, but inside her party. So I'm telling George Kernan, what you're trying to promote, that there's confusion in the PDM camp, is untrue. What George Kernan is trying to promote, that there's fiasco and that there's confusion in the PDM party, is not true. Our next speaker, who is going to come forward, is Germain Wade.
People, you see Germain Wade? This youth come to empower all the people and deal with straight and strictly youth development in this time. Germain Wade, the champion. Germain Wade, him a the champion. Don't worry about a thing. Germain Wade will make you feel alright. Saying don't worry about a thing now. Germain Wade will make you feel alright.
Right, yes.
The people are saying Germain is the rising sun.
Look out. Good night. I want to take off my jacket tonight. Look out, good night. And say when rain fall and people still follow, you're blessed. The PDM is blessed. Blessings upon blessings fall in the PDM. And that blessing will see us straight to the polls on the 24th of October come May. The PDM will sail to victory. Look, Glenn, I'd like to come after you. You energize me. Glenn has been repeating a message tonight that the Honorable Donaldson Romeo has been preaching for many years. About 2 years ago, I joined the Honorable Donaldson Romeo on the radio. He presented similar documents to me. And I, too, was won over in understanding the obligation of the British government to Montserrat. My brother, Jared Lynch, has been singing the same tune for many years. And now, tonight, I am elated to hear Glenville Daily singing the same songs. That means that the PDM team and the message is growing. We are sharing the message. We want you to understand that we have a comprehensive plan. We understand the obligation of the British government to Montserrat and what is required to negotiate with them head and head, minister to minister, government to government. We understand what it is when we talk about foreign investors. And I hear Glenn say, we have all this opportunity with the British, but they don't know about it. I want to correct Glenn and tell him they know about it. But the problem is, they can't get no hanky-panky under the table by going that route. So that's why they always sing about investors. Because when they talk investors, then there's always something coming under the table. That is why they don't go the route of the British government. Now, we are in Lookout, and Lookout is considered the battleground. And I come here with a very serious message tonight. I've been contemplating what to say to the people of Lookout. But I want you all to know that I come to preach to you tonight, Lookout. 696 people reside in this community. The largest community on Montserrat, the Lookout community. 550 of you are eligible to vote. 265 of you voted for the MCAP front runner in that of the Honorable Crenson Buffon. You wasted your votes. 258 of you voted for the Honorable Easton Taylor, your daddy. The man that comes to visit you, they say, and gives you chicken and ham and bring a little card for you. I come to see you at the church. 188 of you voted for the new leader of the movement for change and whatever they be. You notice me not say prosperity. 188 of you voted for Dr. Samuel Fail. And I come to ask you tonight, if you are satisfied with representation that you, the people of Lookout, have received from these three gentlemen and their colleagues in government. 5 long years, you can't see no growth, no development in this Lookout community. The largest community, and not even a little playground for the children of this community. All of the sporting facilities in Lookout, dilapidated. Homes falling apart. People can't eat. People frustrated. Pensioners can't survive. And nothing, no representation from Easton Taylor, Crenson Buffon, Samuel Joseph, the front runners that asked you to vote for the movement for change or whatever they are. I'm going to take you back to 2014. In 2014, 296 of you voted for your daddy, Easton Taylor. 237 of you voted for a man that has now come out of his retirement home and say that he has found new invigoration. He has got some vigor. He's back. 237 of you in 2014. In 2 years, 2016, Reuben Timid walked out on you, the people of Lookout. Left you stranded. Cost the country under $1 million, just under $1 million for by-election. Then he come back to you and he said to you, I have a young bright spark in that of Dr. Samuel Joseph, and I endorse him. You, the people of Lookout, must vote for him. You listened to him. You obeyed. You voted overwhelming for him in the by-election. He has served 2 years in the opposition. 2019, Reuben Meade and Easton Taylor again came back to you and said to you, vote for this gentleman again and the rest of the team. Put them in power. They have the plan. They're the party of the future. And he's going to hold their hands and go and seek investors for them and walk with them day by day, teach them the ropes. And he claimed that they hire him as the coach of the football team. And before the players get on the field, they fire the coach. So they fall out. They fall out. Family feud. Reuben Meade then comes back to you now in 2024 with a new team of even less experienced individuals and saying to you, vote for his new MCAP team, the United Grievance team. He comes back to you again 3 times. This gentleman has asked you to follow his instincts, his discernment, his confidence in these people 3 times. And every time Reuben Meade has asked you to vote for anybody, he has been wrong. He has been wrong. Now he's back again with a bunch of rookies seeking to be the president of Montserrat. Because there's no way that any of them could stand up to Reuben as a chief minister or a premier. Reuben is a law unto himself. And none of them could talk to him and tell him what to do. None of them. I'm going to tell you on the back end why we're going to resent these 2 parties. That is facts. And me could talk. I hear him say how he going to sue. He going to sue my comrade Mulcare. But I want to say to him, If you want to sue anybody's, you have to sue. And if you feel you could touch any of my colleagues and say anything about them, let me put Ruben Meade on notice now. If you fire your shot, prepare yourself, Ruben Meade, for the bomb that will drop. Prepare yourself, Ruben Meade, for the bomb that Germain Wade will drop on you. And I'm saying to you now, in front of the camera, and I'm asking all the British operatives that are listening to me, PDM is the party to follow on the stream. So if Ruben feel his man, he say he got liars, at this time you got to do, the liars will get work to do. This time his lawyers will get work to do. So if you feel you can come and try anything with any of my colleagues, shoot your shot. I'm waiting for you. Now, I want to talk some serious business to the people of Lookout. Because they tell me short and sweet tonight. And the weather not too pretty. That is it. Lookout community. This PDM team will lead you from the cradle to the rocking chair. I want to tell you about the plan that the PDM team has to lead this country from the cradle to the rocking chair. This PDM team has a comprehensive plan for our infants, our toddlers, our young people, our teenage citizens, our working class, our retirees. They say that we are a party, like we are a socialist party, and we want to give you I don't have a problem being identified as a socialist, a democratic socialist, because I have found myself in a people-first party, and that is what they do. People-first policies, social policies. The Labour Party in England is the same principles. The social democracy, as you say, my brother. So I want to tell the people of Lookout, this PDM team has a plan to help mothers, child-bearing mothers. And understand me, we have to look for child-bearing mothers. Because no matter what plans we have for development, you can't do it without people. 24 babies were born last year. 24. When I left school, it's 70-something children graduating. In recent times, it's 40 and 30-something. If you have 20-something children born now, it means there's going to be 24 children in a couple of years graduating from the secondary school. Can you imagine 20-something children spread across the 3 primary schools? Can you imagine 20-something children, young people graduating from the secondary school, going into the workforce? You need numbers. So we are here to say to you that we are going to put policies in place that will help childbearing mothers not to feel the strain and to encourage you to make children, to make babies, to grow the population. We have told you how we're going to waive the duties on baby clothes, baby food. We have told you how we're going to reduce the duty and give concessions on school supplies so that we can help parents to alleviate the stress out your pocket. I am here to tell you tonight that the PDM team will work with our primary school teachers to ensure that the classrooms are properly equipped with modern technology to prepare our children from that young age in ICT, in fintech, financial technology, in AI, artificial intelligence. We have got to prepare our young people from that age so that when they reach to the secondary level, they are equipped to take on the world that we are leading towards. We are leading towards a world of modern technology, digital economy. Everything is technology. Our young people have got to be prepared for that. And I'm saying the PDM team will work with our teachers, the Ministry of Education, to ensure that our young people are prepared. I am saying to you that this PDM team will look for secondary school children, create opportunities for them, find unconventional scholarships for our young people to be educated. I continuously tell you all, we are not operating in isolation. We are operating in a community where we have full membership to CARICOM, full membership to the OECS. Many of these countries have children that are growing right here in Montserrat, and we're educating them for free. I am saying that this PDM team will engage in memorandum of understandings with our OECS counterparts, our CARICOM counterparts, and we will ensure that we can provide unconventional opportunities, scholarships to countries that these countries have relations with. Some of these countries have relations with Taiwan, with China, with far places in Europe that we do not have access to. So we are saying that we are going to work with them to tap into their resources to help our young people, create more opportunities for them. Comrades, I want to tell you tonight that we have told you comprehensively how we're going to raise revenue. So I'm not going to tell you about that tonight, but I want to tell the working class that we have spoken about a cost of living adjustment that each and every worker in this country must get that relief. If the British workers could come here with 6-digit salaries and say things are hard, they need a cost of living adjustment, then our own people could get the cost of living allowance. And we will fight tooth and nail until it's applied straight across the board for all of our workers, not just the government workers. I want to say to you, comrades, that this PDM team understands your plight. And we have said to you that we will lower taxes. We will lower taxes. They say we're giving away the country. We are saying the tax threshold is still too high. And one of the first things that we will adjust for the working class is to lower the tax threshold so that anybody who's making less than $24,000 per year, $2,000 per month, will not be paying taxes, income tax in this country. We have said that, and we will do it. We have said to you, and I want to tell the people of Lookout, I'm talking to the elderly, because, you see, I want the people of Lookout to really understand. Lookout being the largest community, also is the community most condensed with indigenous monstrations. And I want you all to understand that this party is here to fight for Montserrat's preservation. There's no other party telling about policies. We are here to fight for the preservation of your beloved country. So when we tell you, comrades, that we will fight for you, we will fight for you. We understand that many of you feel hardship, and sometimes your pride gets the best of you, you don't want to do it. But when too much is too much, you go down to the social services and you ask them for some assistance. And they will say to you, if you have $8,000 in your bank account, we can't provide no assistance here. Use your savings. This PDM team is saying no. We will increase that number to 16,000. Double it. You must be able to bury yourself at the bare minimum. You can't bury yourself $8,000. So how are they going to tell you? You come, you have $8,000, spend $8,000. How are they going to tell you that? If they come, you go to them, they tell you, you tell them you need like an assistant to pay a bill, they skin out everything you got. They want to know. If you have children, your children must look for you. The children have their own responsibilities. And children, parents must not be liability to children. So we must assess parents separate and apart from children. And that we will put policies in place to do. So no social worker can no longer tell you, you have your son living with you, your son working, so we can't help you. Nonsense. Nonsense. That must not happen. And it will not happen under this PDM government going forward. Now, comrades, I want to wrap it up. And they tell me short and sweet. I'm going to leave some for another time. But I always like to tell you about the options that you have. And we have 3 options. I call the man Jim Jones. They say he vex. But the man has Jim Jones qualities. The man has Jim Jones qualities. This man is going to lead the MCAP team to the precipice down by Rendezvous Bluff and throw them over the hill. That is what he's going to do. Then you have the United Grievance Party led by the Honorable Ruben Meade. I don't even know if I should call him Honorable anymore. Grandpa Jones. Led by Grandpa Jones. Grandpa Jones, Ruben, comes back to you after 8 years and says to you that he has the answers for this country. Ruben left you, as I said before. He gave you a government that has failed. You trust his discretion. He's coming back again to say to you, take these rookies under me. 8 years older, 8 years slower. Modern times, people smarter, people younger. And Ruben is coming to tell you that he is the man to lead this country forward. Comrades, he has had three bites of the pie. 3 bites of the pie Ruben Meade has had. Ruben, you have had your time. Anybody that coming to tell you they just want one more time, no have no good intention. Anybody that tell you just give them one more chance, no have no good intention. And so, I'm asking you, comrades, to reject the 2 parties, MCAP, and as my good friend Benji would say, the mutation, the grievance party, alliance. Reject the 2 of them. Because let me tell you one more thing about them. One more thing. These 2 parties have one thing in common. They like to say, we will make the tough decisions. And the problem with the tough decisions that they make, you sound familiar, right? Ruben, Easton, Sammy. We will make the tough decisions. The tough decisions are never, ever, ever in your favor. The tough decisions that they talk about always work against you, the people. Every single time. This PDM team is saying to you that not only can we make the decisions, but we will make the right decisions. The right decisions is what we will make. People first, people-centered decisions. So get rid of them and run them with the Saba. We have an infighting. I tell you all already, St. John's, all of the infighting gone to the United Alliance. All of them. Look at them. Think about it. Think about the election of PDM 1. And think about the problem people that were in PDM. And ask yourself, where are they today? Where they be? With the United Alliance. All of them. I don't have to call the names. But that's where all of them are. Comrades, on the 24th of October, I'm asking you, please and nicely, look out. 550 of you reside in this community that can vote. You have an obligation to vote for your children, to vote for your grandchildren, vote for this country. Over 400 of you did not vote the last election. Over 400 eligible voters in this community did not vote in the last election. I am pleading with you. We cannot take another 5 years of this MCAP administration because the MCAP supporters will vote for MCAP. So the rest of you that have feel the struggle and don't want to see MCAP again, you have got to come out in your numbers and vote for the PDM. Forget this talk about any what they call it, collision. Forget that talk. You are going to vote all 9 down the line. It is not a saying. If you want a PDM government, if you want a government that will evoke change in this country, move this country forward, put strong, firm leadership at these wheels, you need the PDM government. An experienced government with steady hands. When you go into surgery, they don't call rookies to come and cut you. They don't want the rookies in the surgery room. They need firm, steady, experienced hands. And that is what the PDM has above every last one of these other teams. All of them. And I tell you all about the independents. I tell you all about the independents. I love them. I have to talk about them. But I want to mention them because some of you are saying you're going to vote for some of the independents because you like them. But I want to say to you, that's a wasted vote you could have given to PDM. And all of them talking about vote for them, put them in parliament, they're going to work with whomever. If you could not find yourself within a party before the election, how are you going to get to do after the election? Every last one of those independent candidates has either been rejected or isolated in some form. Every last one of them. So how are they going to work with anybody after the election? So do not waste and spoil the votes with no independent candidates. Don't do it. So I'm begging you, People's Democratic Movement is the only way to go. On the 24th, you're voting PDM. And remember, vote Germain Wade. Thank you and good night. Wade again.
We're moving along quickly. We're moving along quickly. And I have to make it short every time. Our next speaker is none other than David Osborne, who has been to Parliament about 15 years now. Yes, 15 years. And he's back again. He's saying that he's feeling the best he's ever felt in years. So I want you to vote for David Osborne in this coming election. David, the platform is yours.
Come together, learn to love one another, love one another. I say yeah.
We got to come together.
We got to come together, learn to love one another, love one another. I say yeah. We got to come together.
Good night, look out. It's Mundo back again. And back again, if you heard the song that was played there just now, we got to learn to love one another. I've been hearing a lot of talk going on here and there. But let me just say this. I'm not running no race with nobody. Who will run race with me? That's your problem. I am trying to put myself in a position to be able to help everyone. So if I have a problem with that and me being in a position, all I have to try to do, fight my people them. Or try to fight them. Because you can't do it. I'm who I am. I respect everybody. I love everybody. And I do what I can for everybody. If I can do it. Because I'm not going to come here to no lie and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to build that, I'm going to give money for this, I give money for that. If I cannot somebody in here, I will do it. So I just want them to leave Mundo alone. And I will tell them, leave Mundo alone. My people. Yes, but my people, I know it's a silly season. And when I hear talking about suing and all this kind of stuff, it seems like these people getting so thin-skinned. I can't believe that. Look, let me just, I know I don't really even talk about my father, because I don't even need to do that. Because all I know how he be. And when I was small, I be my father, I go all about Salem all over, and they cuss my father. They bad word, this, whatever. And my father stand up to them. When he ready, once or twice, he chubaki bad word upon them. But you know what? At the end of the day, he walk away from them, or leave them, and he still look out for them. That's how Mundo is. Mundo is always look out for you. In Montserrat, we are struggling. There are many things that we can do to make a change for everybody in Montserrat. Because we want to see people working, making money. Because when they make money, are you happy? I don't need to beg nobody for nothing.
So let's put things in place to make sure everybody can get a job, whether it's a second job, to make proper money, to be able to feed their family. As a matter of fact, if I take out my phone right now, right now, I did show somebody just now. I got a WhatsApp message from Miami. The same company that I was trying to get here to put up Caribbean Cosmetics here in Montserrat. Larry. And he just said, I just sent him the photo of me for my ballot paper and everything. And you know what he said? If you need help with anything, and I'm talking about this is a massive company. They have business all over the world. They have business in St. Martin now. They buy property in St. Martin. And they still want to come back to Montserrat because one of the owners of the property, of the business, loves Montserrat. And I said, I am going to try and help and see what we can get done in Montserrat. They want to set up a brewery in Montserrat. You know how much work and jobs that would create for people in Montserrat? Look what they want to do now in St. Martin. They want to get water from Montserrat for St. Martin to go to the brewery. That makes sense? Can't make sense. We have proper water here in Montserrat. They made the test and everything. So these are things that I'm trying to get done. The other thing somebody told me tonight, this afternoon. Somebody told me this afternoon that they heard that a gentleman by the name of what's his name again? In Cut Your Head. That had got a stroke. Mr. Harper. I didn't even know that. Look, I have been through the situation with stroke. And look where I'm at. I'm not giving up. But in me not giving up, I must be able to help somebody to bring them up. I must be able to put things in place. And that's what PDM is doing. As I said up in St. John's, I have 2 doctors who are coming in shortly to help out whatever they can do here in Montserrat, whether it's discussions to see how they can benefit or get things to benefit the people of Montserrat. And these are the things that we as PDM group are working on. But people, you lot, look out. You have to help us. You have to help PDM. You know, all the other parties just said, you pipe dreams. Strictly pipe dreams, I'm saying you. We didn't say you no dream. We're giving you the facts. We're doing what we have to do for you. From schooling to education to health to everything. Look at what's happening. 5 years. Our roads have deteriorated so much. We could do better than that. When Honorable Lewis was in Public Works, Comes and Works, the roads were 100 times better than that. And we did not have a hot mix plant. We got a brand new hot mix plant. Is it working? Is it working right now? Okay, they say it's working, so that's a plus. But after 5 years, come on, man, we could do better than that. We must do better than that. We must do better than that. And we have to find things and find ways. The little things that we do to make the difference makes the greater things better. It's like, as I tell people, you can't be a millionaire unless you start with the cents. You have to start with the cents and build up to the top. But if you can't get the cents to build, you can't go nowhere. PDM, the group, the 9 of us, we are versed in many ways. The gentleman that just came off just before me, he's a fabulous man. A real fabulous man. When it comes to talking, he's very good at that. He got a talent with that. I wish I could talk half as good as he. I'm trying to get him to teach me, give me a little coaching now and then. We have our leader. I should have really started from our leader, Honorable Lewis. He's an electrician. He's a songwriter. He's a singer. Are you know that he can sing? Yeah, man, the guy got a few tunes. He do what? Oh, yes, you know the song. So, PDM is in tip-top shape to be able to deal with you guys. We have my loving sister Shirley. She a tough woman. Yes. I grew up with her. We had our fighting. We always had a fight because she wants to know why she have it or what she wanted done. This is how she wanted. We have our fight. But here what happened. Sometimes 1 or 2 days I'm going to talk to each other. But me still love her. I'm my sister, my blood. From both sides. We have Nyota Mulcare. Let me tell you something. Nyota Mulcare is my family, you know. Oh, you know that? Nyota Mulcare, we are related. And so is the Honorable Lewis. He not tell you all that, but not tell you that there. But all of you one family. So you see where we're going? And then again, me and the family, Benji, all. Well, it's not anymore. Because just the last name, Osborne, will tell you how that go. We have Ace. I've known Ace for a long time. I've known Ace's father for a long time. I respect due to his father and to Ace. He's never disrespected me, and I've never disrespected him. And what I like about Ace, you know, he's straight up in his talk. And he always talk for the people, not just himself, you know, but fight for you, the people. And that's why I wanted to support him. You have to support him. Then we have, well, Mr. Glenn. Mr. Glenn, he's a St. Peter's man. And let me tell you something about St. Peter's people. No come between a way. If you see a fight, no come between there. Because all two fight, a turn pan and beat you up. So this is how it is. So the PDM team is a great team. And we have to learn. You guys have to support us in this election. I remember the last night, and I was going to tell you, in Coachella, the last election, when I came back and they say, oh, don't run, don't run. You know why they don't want me to run? Because they know all they love me, and all they support me. And they know I'm a threat to them. And I said to you guys, make sure the next day I do the right thing and vote for PDM. Otherwise, I will go suffer. I think the same time, they wanted to sue Jivan about something. And I said, no. If I sue Jivan, I will sue Allery. And look what happened. Somebody vote for them. And look what happened now. 5 years, they killed the country. We're dying. So that is what, well, as the guy said, they murdered the country. So that is why I'm asking, I'm begging you guys, please, 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 vote for PDM. Forget about the United, the MCAP. Look, hear me now, you know. Me not showing a face, me and all of my friends. Me say hello to all of them. Me and them good. But when it comes to making sure what is needed for the people of this country, PDM is the best team to do that. Look here. I only know some of them I talk to you. And it's still a pass up on the road I go. Sun hot. I never say rain this time. But sun so hot. Then going to SC and they drive past you. But they still want to come by you to tell them to vote for them. I have to be crazy. Have to be crazy. So people come the election day. Carry all of your family and your friends. Talk to your friends and tell them vote for PDM. PDM is going to bring this country back to where it was before. Back to where it needs to be. And with that, people, say it's a short night. I just want to say thank you for everybody who came out tonight to support us. And I'm asking you again and again, please make sure I vote PDM. Thank you very much.
PDM is the party, fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM.
Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Yes, folks, we're moving on quickly. Very little time for commentary tonight. Our next speaker, former Premier of Montserrat, an activist for many years. We want to introduce to the podium Donaldson Romeo.
What is your biggest gripe, though, about, let's say, the MCAP government You know, it's election time now. But what is your biggest gripe over the past 5 years?
They have neglected
Says
to
give him a
include,
minute. I'll give him a minute. Yeah.
What is your biggest gripe, though, about, let's say, the MCAP government? You know, it's election time now. But what is your biggest gripe over the past 5 years?
They have neglected to include the average everyday man.
Good evening, look out. Good evening, look out. They tell me bring the mic closer. Paul, Honorable Lewis has to come after me. And I'm again warned I have to be quick. But today, you know, is my Sabbath. Saturday is my Sabbath. I was home relaxing, and I took out my phone, and somebody sent me a message, a daily thing. And I said, you know, I got to talk about it tonight. I hope I don't sound like I'm preaching. This is what they sent me. Behold, I've set before you an open door, which no one is able to shut. No one is able to shut. Then it says, the moment you accept that something negative is the norm, that's when a stronghold in your mind is formed that can keep you from your destiny. The moment you accept that something negative is the norm, you'll always struggle in your finances, your marriage. Your marriage will never improve. You're stuck in your career. It says that the first place you lose a battle is in your own thinking. If you think you've reached the limits, you have. If you think you'll never get well, you won't. You have to change your thinking. Stir up your faith. Talent is going to come that you didn't know you had. And it says, dream big, believe big, pray big, make room for God to do something new in your life. You know why that is important for me? Is that I want to tell the people of Montserrat and Lookout today, the time has come for us to think big. If you remember, before Lookout was built, we were in crowded shelters. Some homes had 11, 12 people with a 2-bedroom. Some shelters had 150 people with 2 toilets. Sometimes one not working. They didn't even have showers at the start. And if it weren't for monies that provided Lookout, Montserrat would be empty. I'm telling you, Montserrat would be empty. But there had to be a fight for us to get this housing in Lookout. There had to be a huge fight. In the background, you had to challenge the British government through the media. I was an activist.
The leader of government was Mr. Brandt, just when these things began to unfold. But before that, the people of Montserrat thought this could not happen. We didn't understand what Honorable Glenn Daly, I'm calling Honorable. After his statement tonight, I'm calling him Honorable Glenn Daly. He reinjected into us the understanding that we have rights, that the British government has responsibilities to provide the basic infrastructure. You have to have houses for people to live in. You have to have roads for people to drive on. You have to have a proper hospital. You have to have a proper seaport. You have to have a proper airport. You need fiber optic connectivity. In other countries where there are lots of people, populations are larger, they can borrow money based on the number of people they have. But Montserrat has only 5,000 people. However, please note, and I want to share with you something tonight, so you get an example of what thinking small can do and what thinking big must do. As I went to visit the people in Lookout, they've done well. As you drive around, you see trees where there was cushion grass. People have painted their houses, although the sea blast is destroying their paint. They've maintained these houses against harsh weather, more harsh than anywhere in Montserrat. But I want to tell the people of Lookout, you paid more than you should have paid. So let me give you an example of what I mean. Right across from us here are the red roof houses. Many in Montserrat do not know. But they were the first set of houses built after the Davy Hill mistake. Red roof houses. These people got the houses for around $180,000. They got a grant of about $40,000. And all they paid was $400 or $500 a month, interest-free, rent to own. That's like a good deal, right? Sounds like a good deal? No, 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 not a good deal at all. That's a good deal if you live in a country where things are normal, but not when a volcano has destroyed your homes. That's not a good deal. Down in Davy Hill, I visited a lady who, she was aggressive with me, but I started talking to her. She explained, look, I live in a house with centipede and rat. And I own the house, I have my deed in there. She was proud. But then I had to tell her, they sold you the house at the cost of the land. They should not have done that. They knew that there was a study that said that the houses were a liability, too costly for the government to maintain. And the government sold it to the poor people at the cost of the land. Now they have to find a way to solve that problem. Left in the dark. So then look at the number of choices they had. There's a lady who is 62 like me, 62 years old. All she gets from Social Security is $600 plus a month. And all of her money goes to pay for the mortgage for half of the house. About 52% of the house belongs to her. The rest belongs to the government. A design by R.T. Meade, because he did not do what Honorable Glenn Daly said, go to the British for the money. So she owns 50-something% of the house. She pays her entire Social Security to cover the mortgage for 52% of the house. And she has 20 more years to go. 20 more years to go. Think about it. Is that a fair deal? No. Well, I'm telling you, this PDM government, once elected, must find a way to write that off. It can't be fair. Because remember now, I told you about a lady who owned a house, got it for the price of the land, was centipede and rat, because the houses are so poorly built. You cannot get under the floor to fix the plumbing. The tiles are falling off the wall. The floor is literally rotting under her. And she's left with that house for 20 plus years. And she's probably nearly 70. She can't go to the bank. She needs her problem solved. She needs a house. And let me tell you the terms under which she needs that house. In Shinlands, next to the primary school. There are houses built right above Squawky. You know Squawky? The mechanic? Check those houses going up on the right as you drive up. How much you think those people paid for those houses? They paid for the cost of the land only. All they paid for is the land. They probably worth over $400,000 now, $500,000. And all they paid for was the cost of the land. Interest free. They paid about $300 a month. Interest free. And by now they've paid off for the land. Just like the people in Davy Hill who have rotten houses. And these people have a proper house. That's a good deal. Then, in the same Davy Hill, I met a lady who has worked for the civil service for 35 plus years. And after 35 plus years, her pension is under $1,500. And guess what she has to pay for the mortgage for the house as designed by R.T. Meade in 2013-14? She has to pay $850 of her pension of less than $1,500 every month. Let me tell you, when that lady told me how hard things are, I'm ashamed to be in Parliament. I'm ashamed to be a representative of people and know that people are suffering like that. Lady nearly 70 years old, and she's paying a mortgage faithfully. Bad deal. And I'm going to tell you, I could tell you, if you know the circumstances of the many people who are building nice houses down in Lookout, they go to the bank, they get a grant for $40,000. $40,000 since 1997, not increased. Not increased, still $40,000. And as Honorable Lewis has said, and this party says they need a grant of $80,000. And I want to tell you all something. The grants need to go to as much as $200,000. And I'm going to tell you why. If I'm 60 plus, I've waited for 20 odd years, and I can't go to the bank. And when I was 40, if I had the opportunity that the persons on the other side here had, I would have had a house. If I had a chance to buy the land and own the house as the people in Shinland, I would have had a house. But I've waited 20 odd years. The only fair thing is for them to get a house nearly free. And you know, it sounds ridiculous, but let me tell you what I mean. In Dominica, when they had the flood a few years ago, and people lost their houses, how much do you think they paid for their house? A proper concrete house replacing the house they had. $1. $1. And in St. Lucia, when I visited, they drove me around and showed me some apartments that they paid $40,000 for. We get a grant for $40,000. They got a house apartment for $40,000, and they're complaining. And where did the money come from? Either Russia or China. So if Russia or China could provide a house for people in St. Lucia for $40,000, this has to change. It means that we need to renegotiate the loans and the burdens that people are carrying. Listen, I could go on and on all night and tell you about how the mortgages, the rent that people are paying. People are renting for 20 odd years who evacuated. Getting old and waiting. Houses are getting more and more expensive and no hope. I see Honorable Lewis with his head in his hand. And he has to come right after, so let me cut it as quickly as I can. In my hand is a document I want everybody in the 410 houses to get in their hand. This is a document which is a report that tells you that those 410 houses that they painted up to make look nice, you know what I'm talking about? They said I didn't spend $400 and something thousand. Well, I thought big. Because I know if you divide up 50 duplexes, that's 100 households, into $400 and something thousand, you can't paint all of them. So what did they do? They went, painted, made some look nice, and some left to struggle. One lady I met went to the bank and fixed her house looking real nice. But let me tell you something. According to this document, their houses are a liability and not an asset. It's like a car. Every year it loses value. check this report. And if they do not reinforce these houses, as this report dictates, the houses are a liability. The government of Montserrat, led by R.T. Meade, with the present premier as Minister of Housing, you know what he did? When I challenged DFID, not him, and DFID had consultants produce this report, and I warned them not to sell the houses to the people, what do you think he did? The same thing they did in Davy Hill. Sell the houses to the poor people at a discount to make them feel good. And they have the deed. But what they have is a liability and not an asset. And what I mean is, if hurricane is coming tomorrow, they have to go in shelter. Secondly, they cannot go to the bank and say, I have a house worth $200 and something thousand. It's very difficult to value those houses. And you cannot tell your children in a few years' time that they're going to inherit something worth what these red roof houses are worth, what the other houses in Lookout are worth. So let me tell you, as a result of this study, after coming into office, I challenged the minister for the UK. I brought him to Lookout. I showed him the worst 410 houses, not the nicest ones. Because my ambition was big for the people in Lookout. Because they've been fooled, just like the people going to party to vote. They were fooled into buying a house that had little or no value. And I told the minister in England, if we don't find a way to help these people, when I go back to Montserrat, I said in the opposition, I will support them in suing the government of Montserrat and the British government, and I will do it as premier. As a result of the discussions we had, they agreed to 14 million EC dollars as a start to address Davy Hill and Lookout. And I've said this many times. Mr. Cranston, Honorable Cranston, the documents are there to show in the SIPREG program. I forgot the page. You can Google it, SIPREG program Montserrat. Scroll down to where it speaks to how the $100,000 is broken down. The 100,000 that PDM got, that they said that didn't exist. 14 million, you know what that means? It means 200 households can get $70,000. Or 70 households can get $200,000. And I'm putting it to you people. I'm putting it to the present government and the UK government that some of these people need as much as $200,000 to bail them out. And some of these people who have paid whatever they paid ought to get a rebate. And not only that, all of those people who have very burdensome mortgages, they need to be renegotiated. And there needs to be grants put into the whole negotiation. Refinancing to make it reasonable. Because the living wage is $2,485. And that lady I mentioned in Davie, she has $1,400 as pension. $1,000 less than the living wage. And she has to pay a mortgage. When I was in Parliament and I talk about what people are going through, they say, don't make it up. But I know now when they go house to house, they realize that the welfare is going to have to be increased by double. No pension should be less than $2,000 to $2,500. I would say $2,500, but depending on circumstances, maybe $2,000. Depending on circumstances, or some will need $2,500. I'm going to say further, right in Lookout, there are people who have lost their feet. And they are supposed to have the prosthesis that they will get if they go to England. People have problems with their sight. They deserve the eye care here on Montserrat. They will get in the United Kingdom. Because guess what? And I'm ending on this. What Honorable Daly, Glenn Daly said was just the tip of the iceberg. Because according to the UN treaty, the British have the responsibility to provide to the best of their ability for the people of Montserrat. To the best of their ability. It means what's done in Guadeloupe should be done here. As far as roads, houses, hospitals, healthcare, you name it. What is done in England, first class. Best of our ability means first class. So we started by talking about negative thinking. No more negative thinking. PDM believes that we are not beggars. We are first class. And people of Montserrat, I'm letting you know from this day forward, when we present policies and plans and they sound big, know that we are thinking big because we are first class. First class. Thank you. And I can't leave. Vote PDM if you want first class. Vote elsewhere if you want second class.
Fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. For economic growth. PDM have our vote. It's no secret. PDM has the best candidates.
So, for those of you who are old enough, we just had a bowler coming from the cemetery end. And the next bowler is coming from the pavilion end. And we're expecting him to bowl our leader for the PDM party, Mr. Paul Lewis. Without no more further ado, Paul Lewis.
Can you feel it? Can you feel the pressure? Oh, oh. Since we make MCAP the government, all the people get is punishment. Yes, we have serious regrets. We've never felt hardship so yet. Things so bad, the economy real crippled. We need a relief for poor people. Cost of living just keeps getting worse. And it's the poor man who feels it the most. I'm telling you, we can't cope. We've lost hope. We have no confidence in this MCAP government.
Good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night, look out, good night, look out. I have never seen a situation where you have the MCAP party, United Alliance, brothers and sisters, or two sisters. They are so afraid of the PDM government and the PDM party. And I'll tell you some of the reasons why they are so afraid of PDM. And I will start with one. In the last 15 to 20 years, PDM is the only party that successfully negotiated over $200 million in capital projects. PDM is the only party that fight for everybody. PDM, despite being voted out after successfully negotiating over $200 million in capital projects, we stayed and we did our part in the opposition. And we decided not to attack them initially, but give them time to settle in and get about doing their work. But they got 5 years to implement $200 million. They got 5 years to get a hot mix plant, which they only got 4 years in the 4th year. They got 5 years to get the roads going, which they said they took the money and put elsewhere. And now we're driving in potholes. We're damaging our vehicles. And there are no incentives if you got to repair or buy parts to repair. They got 5 years to build a hospital. Remember I told you, all these monies were already successfully negotiated by PDM. And they got 5 years just to implement
And as we speak, when they finally got to the procurement and the results came back, they realized that 15 million pounds is no longer enough to build a hospital. So we're in the middle of the election, and the government, the MCAP government, cannot deliver the hospital. So it would take PDM to go back in and renegotiate more money, because that's what we have been doing well. We just give them the opportunity to implement, and they couldn't even implement. Ask them to compare $200 million in capital projects and tell you how much did they negotiate in 5 years. Listen, when I and the PDM government launched the port development, and we had a breakwater, and we had the right length in the jetty, and I could remember the man who took over that ministry from me. I remember when he stood up and said, that jetty is too small, that jetty is inadequate, and by the time it was placed in his hand to deal with it, he no longer had a breakwater. Remember that the breakwater was the main aspect of the port development, so that we can eliminate the downtime and eliminate that $1,000 extra dollars in every container that Montserrat and Montserrat alone pay, just because when the ships come here, they cannot dock because they have to wait a day or go and come back. So they charge us an extra $1,000 on every container, which all of us here pay. And then we want to know why cost of living is so high. You understand? No, you understand every project have an end date. And the end date for the port already gone 6 months ago. And today you look at the port and you look down here and it haven't even started in the water. So again, it will take PDM to come back in and finish it. All your appliances that's damaged by mull. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate all the mull workers who've been working so hard, because it's not their fault. It was Reuben Timid who negotiated a 1.5 medium speed generator. That's the project he negotiated. And he said he was to get more than one. He said he only want one because he had confidence that he could deliver a geothermal project, and that 1.5 medium speed would have been a backup. People of Montserrat, you see any geothermal project? People of Montserrat, you saw in this MCAP term one more 1.5 medium speed, but people of Montserrat, you need at least 3 when we have a demand of 3 megawatts. You need to have at least 2 of them operating while one is being maintained. So we still need one more. One more. Reuben has failed us miserably. Reuben is fake because of every leader that we have had over the years. It was only Reuben Timid that accept a constitution that gives the governor more power than our elected leader. Only Reuben. He's the greatest failure we have ever seen. Why you think that all the traitors from MCAP and PDM gone with Reuben? Because that is the traitor party. Why you think that you have a lawyer who feel that he's not doing well he coming back to run. And he came to PDM and said he wanted to run. And we said, you're a monstration, we'll give you a chance. And he come to a point when they wouldn't give him a chance to vote. And we had to move on. So we made a decision. And because we made a decision, I saw this man on the platform saying that PDM have problems. And he was a man who was seeking to be a leader, undermining. And because he did not get the chance to undermine, he now saying that we have issues. He was the issue. Shame on any lawyer that come here to contest and cannot come up with no substance. Shame with any lawyer that allow his leader to tell him that his role is to come and speak fake news. How can you have somebody like representing you? That's a traitor. And he's a traitor. I recall when I went to Guyana to sign this decree to be a signature, and Montserrat had his opportunity and he did not want me to sign. I recall that. And I remember calling Deborah Lewis from Guyana and I asked her to send me the documents for all that we got permission from England to sign. And when I give it to him, and he bowed his head, and the people in CARICOM said, I can't believe that your own monstration is trying to keep down Montserrat. That is George Kernan. And let him tell me, let him come and challenge me. That man is a traitor. That man tried to sell out Montserrat, and he come back now to vote. And I still gave him a chance. But since that he's spreading rumors, I had to lay it out here. I fear no one. I stand up to authority. I will give you chances and chances, and I'll give you a rope long enough to hang yourself. But when the time is right and you push the wrong button, I will deal with you. I will deal with you. Traitors on board. And I can deal with any one of them. I will deal with them and deal with them hard. No mercy. So I said to you, we still have the electricity problems. You're still losing your equipment. And while the government have a little, you see, you have to give them credit for something. They do have a little concession for you to help you when you replace the equipment. But the problem is, you don't have any money to buy back the equipment. And we are saying, I know people who got their equipment damaged, they have no television, and they have the fridge barely working. And the same time that nobody gave them any money to replace it, some of them to me last week and said that they cut off the electricity because they can't pay the bill. So just imagine, the same company that damaged your equipment cut you off when you can't pay your bill. Can that be fair? Can that be fair? And where is MCAP? Because some of you people that I'm talking about, you have lost equipment here in Lookout. And you have had your current cut off in Lookout because you can't pay your bill. Where is MCAP? Where is United Alliance? Don't worry, not because they came over here and put some money in your pocket and fix a few of the things on your window and you think you're going to vote for them. It's after they finish with you, like what happened last year, 2019. People came to me and said they got $500 to vote, $200 to vote, and they regret, because now they're calling them, they won't answer the phone. So people, if they're giving you money, and I tell you not to take it because I don't know what your position is, your condition, maybe you need it. But don't allow that to cause you to vote the wrong way. The only party that fights for everybody is the PDM party. Just check it out. While all those other candidates going around talking about people, right? And you must listen carefully. Because any man you see going around, love to talk. I tell you something, they're not straight. Look into them. They're not straight. They're not straight. And if I have a pen a song on that, I'll pen it. They're not straight. My people, why is it that PDM is the only party that is bringing economic policies that can change this country and bring economic growth? Why is it that the other parties, all they do is talk and curse? Why is it? Why is it? Because they are empty. They lack capacity. They have nothing to bring before you. And then, when we say we reduce taxes, when we say we give you a cost of living allowance, when we say that we'll help you to buy your school clothes and books for your children, they say we're giving away the country. How can we give it away the country when we are helping you? That is to tell you that they will not do it for you. You got to listen. And when you listen, analyze. We are still here on small salaries, heavy taxes, high cost of living, small pension. These are the reality of Montserrat today. So I don't care how much money they spend anywhere to have any social. That is good. Social is good. But people stay focused. Stay focused. Because after the social and after the $500, you got 5 years. If you don't vote for PDM, 5 more years of hardship. Because I warned you the last time and you did not listen. And I'm here again. I'm not John the Baptist, but I'm here to warn you again. And they say, who can hear will feel. And if you don't hear and you feel, you have only yourself to blame. You're going to let them, are you going to let a man buy you $500? He can't come better than that. So you're going to let a party buy you $500? Come on, man. You want more than that? You're going to let a man buy your car and you leave him. You're going to let a party buy you for less than a car? Come on, better than that. Lift your standards. Lift your standards. I don't come here to skin teeth. I come here to speak and speak the truth. And I come here to guide you, the people. And the choice will always be yours. When I say that we will reinvigorate the offshore financial center here, remember, it's Montserrat who started it. We always starting things and allow it to get away from us. We started it. We had over 365 offshore banks. And we lost them. And then BVI, Caymans, Turks and Caicos, Bermuda, all overseas, British overseas territory like us. They got the act together and they left us behind. Well, PDM is say, it's now time. It's time for us to get our act together. And that is why we are proposing to bring back the offshore financial centers. And if BVI could make over 200 million US a year in the economy, we could make at least 30 million US for starters. Because we are already speaking to people who already did it before and are showing us how to be compliant. And that is what you're talking about when you want to see a party bring to you economic policies that will bring about economic growth, not these little... Don't let them use you as if you don't have any worth. If they think that you don't have any worth and they want to pay you, you choose if you want to take it. But know that you must vote PDM. PDM is the only party fighting for everybody. I tell you, who is so wicked that they're going to cut your pension in half and go home with their full pension? That was Reuben Timid. That was Reuben Timid. When a man tell me his pension is $600, and he was one who had his pension cut, so he could have been getting $1,200 today. He got $600, and Reuben gone home with $9,000. How could that be right? And that is the man that said to come back and vote to him, and he only want one more chance. What is the one more chance be? To bury the country? To bury the country? My people, you must not be fooled. You must not be fooled. When we speak about a special economic zone, my people, we are speaking about attracting the type of companies that will pay higher salaries. So if you're here and you're in the government and you feel like you're stagnant and you want a chance to get a higher job, higher paid job, without leaving Montserrat, you have the opportunity. That is what we're talking about. That is what Montserrat need now. When we talk about getting tourism going and flowing, so when you come home after 4 and you want an extra job, because some of these jobs run in 24 hours, you can get a second job. That is what we're talking about. That is what we're talking about. And when we talk about you crying about your salary too small, when Reuben was there, he refused to give any increase. Instead, he cut your pension. He stopped your increment. So go ahead. If you want your pension cut more and your salary cut, then vote for him. When you talk about investors, you want to hear about investors? You really want to hear about investors? I want to hear about investors? What about the factory on our braids there? What about the factory on our braids? What about the tobacco factory? Have they ever once shipped anything out? And what happened to them? They were investigated and scrapped. Is that the kind of investors you want? Well, that was Reuben investor that he bring in Montserrat. That was his investor that he bought here. And when he had his men going around and cutting down all the mole wires to get copper to send away overseas. And who got the money? Did the government get the money? Did Mule get the money? No! Find out who get the money yourself. Do you want investigation? Do you want investigation? This is serious business. This is serious business. I show you all see a video going around that talk about the plans that PDM have to build a new town in Little Bay and to build the yacht marina and to put in place the offshore financial centers and the special economic zone. Have you all seen anything like that from MCAP or UA? No, because they have no real ideas that will bring about economic growth. No real ideas. These people realize they don't have any ideas, so they go in their pockets and they bribe and they bribe and they bribe. Well, maybe it's the only time you're going to get money from them. So if you need it and you take it, but vote PDM. Because PDM. Die with your dignity, people. Die with your dignity. Play it again, house rat.
Brother, they go keep their money, I go keep my money and die with my dignity.
Yes. The only house rat that could be in the house. Die with your dignity. That's what the song says. Take the money, but die with your dignity. Vote wisely. Vote PDM. Vote PDM. When I go around in Lookout and you hear from the people, and these people tell you all the problem they have with the house here. And when you look, they choose who they want to paint and who they want to do little things for and who they won't. And even who they did them for. When you go and you touch the paint, your hand could go through. So you just paint. These homes need serious help. So when you hear the Honorable Donaldson Romeo talk about the $14 million that PDM was in the middle of negotiating in 2019 for housing, he's on the right track. You need serious money to address the housing issues in Lickhout, in Shinland, and the housing issues in Davy Hill. And for those of you who intend to build and are saying you can't find land, because they say, blessed is the child that has his own. And that's why we're saying, when you have people who are doing new subdivisions, new land subdivisions, PDM will help you to access lands, more affordable lands, by assisting with the construction of roads and installation of utilities in that subdivision. And that is how a government helps people. That is how you help people. Not paying you $500 now, and then down the road for the next 5 years you're calling their phone and you can't hear them, and when they pass you, they screw up the glass and they can't hear from you. I don't care who want to pay what. I'm saying if they want to pay you and you want it, take it. But I'm saying to you, vote wisely so you can have prosperity for the next 5 years. That is what I'm saying unto you. That is the message. That is the message. When you leave here and you go home and you go in your bed and you think about it and you don't know Monday where you get money from to make the lunch for your child to go to school, that could be your situation for the next 5 years if you decide to take just $500. And if you even take a refrigerator, Mul go blow it out. And if you even take a television and you can't pay your bill, Mul go lock you off. So how you going to get the television play? How you going to get the fridge operate? My people, I say to think, and think wisely, because you're capable of thinking wisely. When you have somebody who sit with the government for 5 years, and when what's on your mind discussion came up, gave a brilliant speech, and already got me converted, I said, well, here, that person going to vote with the opposition today. And when he come to take the vote, the person say, I abstain. You know what that means? That person do not have what it takes to stand up for the people. You should have stood up and vote to put what's on your mind back on. Because it's the only thing that people have is to speak their mind. They don't have no money. They don't have no jobs, and if they have jobs, it's small salaries and heavy taxes. So the only little thing they have is to speak their mind. And you don't want them to speak their mind. And now is election. You go into the house and telling them you want to know what they have to say. Put back what's on your mind if you want to know what they have to say. That is what you must do. And remember, it was Reuben who said, vote for MCAP, because MCAP is the best choice for Montserrat. And when Reuben went to Easton with whatever investor he said, Easton said, you think you're going to make them lock me up? Why would he say that? He has to know something that the rest of us don't know. I ain't say nobody shady. I ain't say nobody shady. So my people, this is not a joke. And if you think it's a joke and you don't vote wisely, you will pay for it. And you will pay dearly. So I'm saying to you, stay focused. Stay focused. It is important. We have school going on and over 10 teachers missing. 10. Remember Reuben told you to vote for MCAP and everything will be all right. And you vote and now school start. We have 10 missing. 10 teachers. So where is the future of our children? Where is the future of our children? When the people graduate Only 7 scholarships. 7. So how many persons can get a scholarship? And they don't have any for sports. And they don't have any for culture. And they don't have anything for skilled workers. So you see how many people already eliminated? You see how many people are eliminated? And when you have an artist like the one right in front of me here, what we want to do as PDM is take turns, give them turns. So when you have St. Kitts Music Festival, let one be down here, exposed in Montserrat, promoting Montserrat, and let them get the exposure. That's the only how they're going to develop. We don't have an arrow no more. We don't have a hero no more. We have to make them. We have to push them. We have to push them. When you talk about sports, and you know they're not picking us on Leewards, and if we don't get picked on Leewards, we can't get to showcase our skills, so we can't get picked on the West Indies team. But here what happened? Here what happened? We will assist for you to go and play in the other leagues that are available, professional leagues, so you can make your money. That is what the government do for its people. And you know, when you want to talk about inspiring national pride, how can you inspire national pride when we have Lionel Baker that played for the West Indies team and he's not here? They have not used him as a sports ambassador. When we have Basil Morgan, who umpire, elite umpire on the West Indies and international scene, and he's not used as a sports icon. When you have Jim Allen, and he's not used as a sports icon. So how is it that you're going to inspire national pride when you don't even respect and honor the people, the forerunners, who are the ones we have to look up to and get inspiration? Come on, my people. It is time that we do the right thing, and that is what PDM will do. We'll honor who should be honored. Because everybody, whether you like them or not, they have done what they have to do, and it's for us to honor them so that our young people could look up and see something to aspire to. That is what we need here in Montserrat. That is what we need. Instead of them telling you that civil servants can't go to this political party and can't write this, they should go and give you a proper increase. They should go and negotiate a cost of living allowance for you. They should look in the private sector and see the private sector need relief. The private sector workers, they too need a cost of living allowance. Because everybody is going through this high cost of living. It's not just one set of people. So when you're talking about fixing problems, PDM is the only party that come here, talk about the issues, and talk about the solutions. And when I hear that they talk about they're going to bring investor to fix more problems, let us dissect that. Any investor that come anywhere in the world to invest anything is to get back returns. How are they going to get back returns from fixing more problem? It is the British government that are going to have to help us with the money to fix more problem, because it's a basic need. There's no profit to get from that. There's no profit to get from that. So don't let these people fool you. Don't let Ruben fool you. They already said they're paying you all out, and when they're done with all, they don't want to see you. Don't let them fool you. Investor invest when they get returns on the investment. Investor don't do emotional investment. So don't nobody fool you. There's a place for investors, and there's a place for successfully negotiating with the British government. We did it before, over $200 million worth of capital projects. We did it before, we can do it again. Because even when the investors come, they're going to say to you, we can't stay, 5 minutes current gone. So we have to fix that current problem first. So when they talk about investors, don't let them fool you. Don't let nobody fool you. My people of Lookout, we really, really, really want you to think wisely. Think wisely, because this election is a critical election. And if we don't get it right this time around, there will be many people migrating in Montserrat because they won't be able to take the pressure. So I'm calling upon you, whether you're living in Lookout or whichever part of the island, to vote wisely. Vote PDM. Vote all 9. Vote all 9 PDM. PDM is the only party fighting for everybody. Give it to me, House Rat. Vote all 9.
PDM is the party fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. For economic growth, PDM have our vote. It's no secret. PDM has the best candidates. Good governance, accountability, strong leadership and transparency. PDM is the party fighting for everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, Lookout, for listening. You could turn on your television now or listen to your ZJB now. Thank you for listening to us here, and we will be back hopefully before the 24th of October. Thank you, the family of the PDM, for coming out to give us support. We're glad for the rains that came, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much. Vote all 9. Vote PDM.
PDM is the party fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. For economic growth, PDM have our vote. It's no secret. PDM has the best candidates. Good governance, accountability, strong leadership and transparency. PDM is the party fighting for everybody. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. PDM we voting. PDM we voting. PDM we voting, yes. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. Vote PDM. Vote, vote, vote PDM. We ready to vote for the party of hope. Whether old or young, Montreal